guys, it's Erin, and today I'm going to share with you my August TBR. Now, if you watched my July TBR and any of my reading and my July wrap-up, which I guess I should film, you'll know I'm really actually like very much a mood reader, and TBRs are a little bit difficult for me to put together. So this is like books that I will probably, hopefully, sort of maybe read. That's how my reading goes, at least my like pleasure reading. First of all, it's August 2nd now, I think, or 3rd. No, it's August 3rd. So I'm filming this on August 3rd. It's the middle of Booktubeathon, and so the first couple of books that I'm reading in August are actually for that. So if you want to check out my Booktubeathon TBR, it's more or less accurate. I'm also posting reading vlogs, so you can see what I did actually read, and probably in the last vlog I'll post a wrap-up so you can see what I actually finished. So go ahead and go check those out if you're curious. Starting August 6th, I guess, because that's the day after Booktubeathon ends, I'm gonna start participating in Classicsathon, which is hosted by Lucy the Reader, and I'll post her video. She discusses the Classicsathon down below, but basically you need to read at least one classic during the month of August. So my Classicsathon runs for the whole month of August, but I am going to start late, obviously, and finish early also because graduate school starts for me on August 20th, and I don't know how much free time I'm going to have after that for reading. Probably the first week I'll have a little bit, but I am also going to be working on getting ahead in my reading, because it's a lot of reading. Anyway, I have posted a Classicsathon TBR, which you can go check out. It's in the description or up there or something. So I'll just run through these really quick. First of all is Oliver Twist, which I don't have at the time of filming yet. I have to read this for one of my classes. It's my summer reading, and so I will definitely be getting to that one this month. Books that I also want to do, this is Waverly. I want to finish this. Yes, it was on my summer TBR and maybe my July TBR. I still haven't picked it up, but I really actually want to finish it, and I think I'm motivated enough to do that. I also really want to read Anne Bronte's The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. I keep thinking about it and not picking it up, and I just need to like sit down and read it. I think I kind of need to like binge read this, and so I've been putting it off, but right now is the perfect time, so I'm definitely gonna work on that. If I have time, I'll also read The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which is shorter than even this. It's like 60 pages. I might read Dracula. This is actually kind of a quick read, and I've been interested in rereading it after reading European Travel for the Monstrous Gentlewoman, which I read for Booktubeathon. It had a lot of references to Dracula in it, and I would like to revisit the original story. And then if I really have time, and I'm super excited about Classicsathon, I'm going to read The Turn of the Screw. I've read In the Cage, the second story in this volume, but I've never read Turn of the Screw, and it's such a well-known novella by Henry James. I just feel like I should have read it. So those are my Classicsathon books. The other kind of goal I have for August is to finish reading the library books that I have already so that I can return them to the library. The library that I have been using it's great. Unless a book is on hold, you get to have 2 renewals, and so I have basically till the end of August, even though I've had these books for a long time, to return them, but I really need to get them back because now I'm very far away from that library and I need to stop using it, so I just need to finish the books so I can return them. So I am almost finished. I'm so close. I'm almost finished with The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This is a very good like sci-fi. I keep wanting to call it fantasy, but it's not fantasy. It's science fiction that I'm really enjoying. I just put it down for Booktubeathon. That's all. Same thing with The Obelisk Gate. I am far less close to the end of this one, but I just had to put it down for Booktubeathon, and I will definitely pick this back up pretty quickly. It's such an interesting fantasy series. Speaking of, this is The Stone Sky. It's the sequel to The Obelisk Gate, so once I finish The Obelisk Gate, I'll pick this up. It's the last book in the trilogy. I definitely want to read that. I have this book. If I don't get to any of these, it'll be this one. This is Rebel Spring. It's the second book in the Falling Kingdom series. I read Falling Kingdoms earlier this summer and I really, really enjoyed it. And I have had Rebel Spring for a long time, like 2 months or something, and I just like have not gotten around to it. So we'll see if I get to this one or not. I'm not sure. But it's the last book that has to go back to the library. Then I picked up 2 books at my new library. I don't think you get as many renewals, so these might, again, happen later, or like in September, at the beginning of September. But first I grabbed Before She Ignites by Jodi Meadows. The sequel to this is coming out this fall, and so I've been kind of hearing about it, and it sounds like an interesting book, so I want to read it. It's about a girl who has been told that she is the hope bearer and she is perfect and she's the savior, and then something happens and she gets thrown into prison, and it kind of like challenges her and changes her, something like that. And there's dragons. So sounds fun. I also grabbed the hard copy of Clockwork Prince. I had the ebook of this and didn't quite finish it before my lease ran out. I really wish ebooks had 3-week leases like regular books instead of 2, because I didn't even start it until like the lease was almost over. So I got the hard copy so I could finish the book because I am enjoying it, and again just stopped reading it because of Booktubeathon. And then I also want to get to Fox by Nadine Brandes. This is a kind of like fantasy reimagining of the Guy Fawkes plot. And the main character is Thomas, the son of Guy Fawkes, who's like torn in his loyalties. And there's magic, and it's a fascinating little story. And then I started The Girl in the Tower when it was like monstrously hot a couple of weeks ago, and I am like 100 pages in. Yeah, I'm 100 pages in and really liking it. This is the sequel to The Bear and the Nightingale. I adore this cover. Like, I would love to hang this on my wall. It's fantastic. And it just continues the adventures of all of the characters from The Bear and the Nightingale. It actually picks up pretty much right after the end of The Bear and the Nightingale. I think this is going to be a trilogy. There's been a 3rd book announced. I can't remember what it's called, so I'd like to finish this soon so that I can kind of be ready for the 3rd book when it comes out. That's my TBR. It's incredibly ambitious. I'm not going to get to all of these books. I'm not going to feel like getting to all of these books, but I thought I would at least share with you guys what I'm thinking about reading in August. Once I have all of my school books, I might do some kind of like academic TBR, or at the very least in September I'll start including the books that I have read, maybe, or the books that I have to read for school, maybe at the end. I'd really like to kind of discuss what I'm reading for my degree, at least briefly. Some of it I'll be bored with and I won't actually even want to talk about it, but like I'm reading a bunch of Victorian novels that I'd love to talk about, and I feel like the people on BookTube who are involved in graduate school don't tend to talk about what they're reading in their graduate programs, but I think that's important, and I'd like to kind of share that, so I will be doing that also. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.